Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to Recording Artists Explained. I'm Bridges, and in this video, we're going to talk about how you as an artist can get the most out of your producer. The producer's job is to marry your story and your personality to music. It is also the producer's job to bring your song, EP, album, whatever it starts as, to finish. It's his job to bring your project to fruition. That being said, you are an artist, but so is he or she. We are sensitive. That's what I'm getting at. We might not want the limelight as you, the artist, do, but we are artists behind the boards. We are artists behind the computers. We are artists behind the scenes. So that being said, we are sensitive. If we spent hours on a certain part of the track and you just don't like it, that might dash our confidence a bit. And, the more time you spend doing this, as a producer, you'll develop thicker skin. But it's sometimes kind of hard it's sometimes kind of hard not to take it personally when someone doesn't like what you've spent a bunch of time on. In saying that, that doesn't mean the artist will like everything that I do, and that's fine. I totally accept that. If I'm working with someone and they don't like something, the more descriptive they can be about why they don't like it, it just helps all of us, because I'll know what choices to make in future songs, so we don't even need to, I'll just know not to pick those kinds of sounds for you in the future, But if I'm working with someone and they say, hey, can you just make this better? That is the worst. I mean, that hasn't happened in years. Like, I'm blessed that I'm not working with artists like that. But, yeah, the more descriptive you can be, the closer a producer can bring the song to what you're hearing in your head. Now, also, producers, we're sensitive, so we love compliments. I can't tell you how much better it feels to work with an artist when I know they trust me versus an artist when maybe I'm still earning their trust. I love when an artist will tell me, oh, I love what you did with my vocals there, or I love how you always make your drums slap so hard, or whatever the compliment is that they feel like giving. That will embolden me to put more of myself into their records. And you might not know this as an artist, but every producer has some weird technique or some weird sound bank he's been creating, or basically there's something that he thinks that is too weird to put on most artists. Everybody has it. And if you embolden him or her, your producer, that you love where they're coming from musically, maybe you'll be the artist that they put their mad scientist techniques on, and that could be a brand new innovative sound. Because let's be honest, who wants a really safe production? I mean, sometimes you're going to want something that is a bit more obvious, so it can be more of a single, but you don't want to just come out with another Z record, do you? Basically, the more descriptive you can be about what you want, the better. When I'm starting to work with an artist, I like to make Spotify playlists. I like to understand where my artist is coming from, and it can be multi-genres. Like, what do you listen to in high school? What are you listening to now? What do you think your project's going to be like? All this stuff. And I love it because I can draw upon so many different sources. Like, it's very easy for me to say, oh, cool, you like SZA, so I'll take some vocal production ideas from that, and like, oh wow, you put in Tame Impala, like, oh wow, those drums are cool, and then you put in Justice, cool, slap bass samples. So just off the top of my head, I just made this up. So if we had the vocal production of SZA with the slap bass of Justice and the drums of Tame Impala, that's a brand new thing that no one has ever heard, ever. And I know that because I just made that up, and I might use that. But, so Spotify playlists are awesome. And you know what? If every producer that sees this steals that idea. It's whatever. It's infinite. You can do this millions of times. So yeah, utilize that. I like to make Spotify playlists for every artist that I work with, and I encourage them to put in as off the cuff of references as they can, because it's very easy for us to draw upon different things when piecing together their sound. And also, I encourage them to get as specific as they possibly can with me. You know, if they're telling me that they like the bass on, you know, this Weeknd song, and they like the vocal production on a SZA song, that tells me two things. They know exactly what they want, and they'll be able to hear when it's not what they want, which is great. I don't want to have guesswork. I'm in the business of helping people. I want that sound in your head to be a real thing. A great producer will respect your artistry and the fact that you know exactly what you want, and he'll be up for that challenge. I love mixing stuff together. So let's do it. As much as you can use descriptive vocabulary like, can we make the drums hit harder, or can the vocals be wetter? These kinds of very specific phrases are always preferred to, can we make the vocals sound better? Or, I mean, really, that's just the worst one to get. Better is the worst one. So just never use that. Your producer will thank me for it, or I will thank you for it. Lastly, understand that making a record takes multiple stages. Don't expect your song to sound like Post Malone after one day. A typical arc for a fully produced song could be something like this. Day one, track is 40 to 80% there, lead vocal demo. So basically you'd have the track 40 to 80% there with a lead vocal over the top, maybe some harmonies, maybe some doubles. You know, you might actually have the track, verse 1, chorus, and then I could send you home with verse 2 open, so you can write verse 2 and come back with that the next time. That's pretty common. That happens. Then the next day would be finish lyrics and then do final vocals. You know, day 3 would be me taking the vocal session, and now I'm comping, editing, tuning, and getting your final vocal takes together. Then I would take a day and import your final vocals back into the project and produce around that, because I don't want to have the track 100% done and then add your vocals to it. That would be calamity. I want there to be room. Your vocals should be speaking more than the track. Number one. The worst comment to get as a producer, or as a good producer, is track's crazy. I don't want the listener noticing the track's crazy. The track will be crazy, but I want the compliment that I want, and the compliment that you should want, is, I love this song. This song moves me. Because when a song moves someone, it means that the lyric is crazy, the vocal performance is crazy, and the track is crazy. That means that they're married. So I don't want someone to say, oh, track's crazy. So the way that I do that is I'll leave space and then put the final vocal and then finish around that. Because most of the time when you have a final vocal on, you know, a pretty simple track, you don't need that much anyway. If you listen to what's on the radio, or pretty much anything that's winning, it's not that complex. So keep that in mind. So, and then after that, once I finish the final production around the vocal, then I would send you the demo and I'd say, hey, any notes on this? Any changes? If not, I'm going to mix. And then if you have any notes, we'll do those notes. If not, it's time to mix. You know, maybe the next day or so, a few hours, whatever, I will send you a mix. If you have any notes on that, I'll do those. If not, then it's off to mastering. So that's a typical arc for finishing one song. So to reiterate, you've got day one, get track 40 to 80% there with vocal with at least leads done of the chorus and verse 1. We can finish. It's very easy to put a bridge on and write verse 2. It's very easy to do. Once you have the template for verse 1, doing verse 2 should go very fast. So day 1, track 40 to 80% lead vocal. Day 2, finish all of the vocals, harmonies, doubles, all that stuff, vocal arrangement. Then day 3 and 4 would be on my own. That would be comping, tuning, editing vocals, and producing around the finished vocals, and then mixing, then mastering. So yeah, it's a 5-step process. After that, congratulations, you have a song that's fit for consumption.